hear me okay and everything? Because I'm on.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. We're recording.
Yeah. So tonight, let's just basically check in, just kind of to see, how everybody was feeling, just with all the training and stuff like that. So if you guys want to just kind of, if you had any questions, if feedback, things that are working, things that you're still maybe kind of confused on, how are you guys feeling?
I feel pretty good so far. I mean, it's still just a learning curve, just kind of getting used to it and getting comfortable with all the posting and talking to people about it. Because like a lot of the training, I don't want to just jump in and be like, hey, do you want to do this?
Mm-hmm.
And, so kind of working my way into feeling a little more comfortable with that stuff, but I'll get there.
Same thing.
Tara.
I actually had a guy at work approach me today. He's a rather large gentleman. He actually disclosed to me he weighs about 370 pounds. And he asked if there was a clean eating plan or something that he could use. So I kind of pointed him to the portion control on the website. So I don't know if he's going to do it or not, but he seemed genuinely interested.
Good. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like with the posting and everything, it's not like what I've seen is I'm like, man, no one's really like, who am I going to ask? And then you start seeing people coming up to you and saying, because it's like, they might not be ready at that time when you post, but when they're ready, you want them to think about so they're like, I've seen Tara go through this and she's a real person and I have a connection with her and I feel comfortable, because for someone to disclose that with somebody, like he probably doesn't tell everybody how much he weighs and he's probably not going to talk about, so, you just kind of like, well, you point him in the right direction and you just kind of, but you're not like, oh, this is what you need and this is the one-off fix-all, but
I had my 21-day Fix Extreme book at my desk, so I went and got it and kind of showed him. We just did the quick calculations of, his containers. Showed him everything, and he's like, that's a lot of food. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That's cool that he came up to you. Well, good. Well, I think, especially one of the big things I wanted to hit on tonight is this. With the whole Beachbody coaching, it's not a get rich quick kind of business. There are some people that just hit it and like you hear of the overnight successes. But I think that in all, when you start hearing of some of those coaches, like Summer, Patty knows probably, I'm bad with names, but Summer and Janelle, I know their first names. They've been Beachbody coaches for a long time, and you keep doing the power of threes and you keep posting and you go through your own journey and you will get there. This isn't one of those overnight kind of, let me sell a bunch of stuff. It's you work on yourself, you be a product of the product, and eventually, you kind of build your successes. And it's just having patience, but also just trusting the process. And I wrote down, it's funny, I wrote these notes down and I said, trust the process, enjoy the journey. Then I listened to the call from Monday. If you guys haven't got a chance to listen to that, I don't know who got to listen to it, but she said, if you care about people more than your product, you will be successful. And that, it's funny, she wrote that. I mean, I listened, it was almost like the timing was so right. It's just about caring for people, going through your journey yourself, sharing your journey and caring about people. You're going to build your business slowly. I've gotten frustrated before. There's times I'm like, man, I'm just too busy. I just don't really want to do this. I'm not sure if I can do this. And then people start asking me, and there's always like a sign saying, okay, I'm going to keep going. And I feel like, it's not one of those get rich quick, and that you just keep working on yourself and then you just be a product of the product. You trust the process and have fun. I mean, enjoy it. Do your workouts, have fun with people. If you're getting one challenger a month, that's one person's life you're changing, and for me, it's like, man, I only got one. Well, that's one person. Like, that's huge, and eventually that one might turn into more. So that's kind of just my, feedback from where I've come and with the journey that I've had with Beachbody. So a couple things I wanted to just want to talk also about the Mind Body Fit group, how you guys think that's going so far. I know we're just barely on day 2. Lisa, you did a great job on posting today. It was awesome.
Thank you.
How are you guys feeling about the group? Do you think there's anything that we could change or anything you guys had any questions about it with your challengers in it?
I think the posts have been really good. I mean, obviously, you know, yesterday's getting started. You can tell everybody's kind of a little, maybe it seemed like maybe a little hesitant to put too much out there right away. But like I started to notice as a post today, people are kind of a little more open, which is good. I mean, because we're all here doing, I mean, we may not have the exact same journey, but it was nice to see similarities.
Yeah, because we're all if you think about it, they're strangers. So it's like, I don't know, I want to share that.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, I see that too. What about you, Tara? How you feeling with everything?
Good. I mean, this is the first one I've participated in, so I'm just kind of watching, observing, kind of seeing how it goes.
Seeing the process.
I'm not going to lie, I freaked out last night about what to do today. But I got it all done. And I don't know if y'all noticed what time I posted that this morning. It was
I saw it.
You did good.
I got up at 4:30 and I always check Facebook. And
I did. I was up to go run, and
I didn't even notice.
They're gonna think I'm crazy, but it's like I posted it right before we went to go run. I was like, I gotta get it done.
Good. That's good. Right, so that's planning.
Yeah.
Patty, how you feeling with the way the group's going?
I like it. I love seeing all of the selfies. It's just so fun. Because and I like that it's just, you know, it's a closed group. No one else can see it. We can share whatever. And I don't know. I mean, obviously I've been in quite a few of them. So, you know, we kind of are more comfortable with the whole atmosphere on it, you know, and like Tara's getting to know it, I know, and some people are getting to know it. But it's just so cool when it's like you can connect so well with people because you're all kind of like trying to figure it out together, trying to get through it together, and you know, learn.
So some advice, and I mean, and I'm speaking to the choir too. If you have any challengers or people you know that are in the group that you know and they're not posting, I probably would reach out to them and say, "Hey, how's the challenge going?" Because maybe they haven't started yet and they feel like, oh, it's too late, or they haven't got their package yet, or maybe they're not really sure what to do. So make sure and reach out to them if you know somebody and just say, hey, you know, how's it going? How's the challenge? Is there anything more I can help you with, kind of privately? Because they might think, oh, I missed day 1, day 2. I guess I'm over it. I can't do it now, or something like that. So that's something that I haven't done in the past that I'm going to be trying to do. Just be more aware of who's posting, who's not. And just a little testimony. It's crazy. So there's 2 people in the group. One is, her name's Abby. She's my cousin, but she's my cousin from my dad's side. I barely knew her growing up. And just by me posting, she messaged me probably 3 months ago and said, hey, I've bought Shakeology before from just randomly off the internet. You sell it, right? And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm a coach. So she signed up under me, but she wasn't ready to do any kind of challenges. I've just let her be. And she's now approached me and said, hey, I saw you're doing this challenge. I want to do it now. And now she's kind of like, it's her time. And I just thought that was kind of cool. And same with Jean Ann Morrison. She's actually a sister of a mutual friend. And, you know, it just takes time to build those relationships. And we weren't even friends on Facebook, but just like 3 weeks ago. And then she saw my post and she's like, I'm ready. So, you know, it just goes to show you that sometimes those relationships take a lot. You might invite somebody 6 months ago, and then they're going to approach you and say, okay, I'm ready now. Or what are you doing now?
Yeah.
You know, so just know that your posts are being seen, and just to keep at it. So,
and follow-ups too. I mean, I'll go through, since I write on the Power 3 worksheets. And so I'll go through like sometimes way back, because I have to write it down. I can't have it on the computer. I have to I have to have it right. So I'll go through my folder and I look back at people and like, cause I'll put notes and whatever and just check in and see like how someone's doing. Cause you know, they might just be at a different stage in their life just to see, just to connect.
Yep.
So those worksheets, Patty, I could not find them on the coaches training resources. I don't know where to look. Maybe
I'll post it. I'll probably post it tomorrow morning then. The Power, are you talking about the Power 3s one?
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I don't know if I missed it either.
Yeah, she kept referring to like a document section or something in the videos, but I couldn't find it.
I'll post it in, let's see, make sure I have mine.
I want to say, are they in our
It's in the Team Inspiration, but I'm going to put it in the Google Drive.
Okay.
Because it'll be easier. You know, I just have the challenge group one shared right now, but I have a lot of like coaching resources too. So I'll just put it in that one and then share it.
Okay.
So it'll be a little bit easier instead of having to like go through and find it. But it's on the website, I think, on the training website and in Team Inspiration under resources or files.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's so helpful.
Well, then you have it on paper and you can go back like 3 months ago. Who did you talk to? Or, you know, it's all kind of documented there. So,
and I like it too because sometimes like it keeps me focused, which I need.
Oh yeah. When I get on Facebook an hour later, I'm like, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I started watching a video of some tigers and what am I doing?
It's like, what is going on?
Yeah. Facebook is, I mean, I love it and I hate it because like it just wasted time. So yeah, the Power of Threes really keeps you focused for your power hour. You have an hour and it's like, you don't scroll through Facebook. You're focused. Yeah.
Like ignore the notifications.
I know.
Especially with the group posts because they're pop up all day. Like my phone's like flashes.
I know. You can actually sign up for as long. I put it. I used to be that way, but I put it in my favorites. But I unclick notifications.
Oh yeah.
So that way you just check in like once or twice or whenever, and that way you're not getting notified because it's almost like. Even though you know to ignore it, it's like that little thing like, oh, Patty posted. I want to know what Patty said. You know, or Lisa posted, like whatever, you know, like what's she up to? So
usually I'll pop in there like a few times a day and like see it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So next on the agenda is what we used to call sneak peek group, which is basically our open house. And so that's going to start August 6th. That's in 2 days. And the group has already been opened. And all it is it's 3 days. Each day, Patty is going to post one video. So you can do it. There's no pressure. There's not a lot of, it's not training or anything, but it's just what is Beachbody coaching. So if people have questions or you think like, man, she would be a really good coach, if you add them to the group, they can watch the video on their own time. And then from there, I hear a doggy.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. You can, they basically will get a really good idea what a coach is. And from there, hopefully we see that, like, I know Lisa, you did that group before, to see, what is Beachbody coaching? What is this whole thing about? And so it's, sometimes you hesitate, like, how do I ask somebody? And today I sent out a bunch of messages to different people. I kind of went through my friends, who's posting in like the free groups, who's posting in a running group that we have that, whatever. And I said, you just kind of have to base it on the person. But what worked really good for me is I said, hey, I don't know. I know this is really random, but you've been on my mind a lot because I think you would be an awesome coach, a wellness coach. Have you ever heard of Beachbody? Or if they've done Beachbody, just say, have you ever thought about being a Beachbody coach? And start that conversation and, see what their response is. And they might not be ready right away, but they might say like, well, what's involved? And say, we're having an open house group start, and it's 3 days. All it is 3 videos. You watch them. You'll have an understanding of what coaching is. If you want to do it, great. If not, no pressure at all. I just really think you would be awesome at it. They're not going to, like, that wall kind of goes down as if you kind of say, no pressure. I think you would be awesome. Or, you really have been on my mind for a long time. Like one girl, I was like, I have hesitated to ask you because I know that you're busy, but I feel like you inspire people. You would be awesome at it. If not, no big deal, but would you at least want to look into it? And she's like, yeah, sure. Okay. Cause how's she going to be like, you just complimented me. You'd be like, what are you trying to, you're not trying to sell them anything. So think about, who has been, who you think would maybe make a good fit for a coach. And don't prejudge, don't say like, oh, they're going to think I'm selling them something or they're going to judge me or whatever. As long as you kind of make it personal and you've already built that relationship. If you haven't talked to somebody in years, I don't recommend probably inviting them out of the blue. That's when you start that power of 3s and you start that relationship.
Or someone you don't even know.
Yeah, someone you don't know. Like,
I had a message from a girl today. She said, you look like you like to stay active. Have you ever thought about coaching? And I was like, yeah. She just added me as a friend. And then sent me that message, and I was like, Yeah. I was like,
unfortunately, there's those coaches out there, and they kind of give Beachbody a bad name sometimes,
yeah,
but that's not what our team is about. And
yeah, not at
if
all.
you keep building relationships, you'll get there. But if you guys think of somebody that you might like, invite them to the group, and we'll just add them. And
Yeah.
Patty will start it on August 6th. So do you guys have any questions about that? Okay. I thought about maybe copy and pasting my message that I sent out today. If you guys want to get
That's a good idea.
So I'll do it to the Facebook message, that long thread that we have. I'll just copy and paste. I'll copy and paste what I sent out to some people. So
on our Facebook message, just something to add on that. So we have a coach open house that's on Thursday, and then next Monday, the people that are in that coach open house, they start the new coach training. So if you have someone that goes in there and signs up to coach, they're going to be starting the new coach training. So even if you're still working through it, they're going to be starting it too. And it's good to learn together too. I mean, Shea and I kind of did that too. But so what was I going with that? Oh yeah. So the message thread, what we'll do is those of you that are done with the new coach training you'll be out of that message thread, and unless you have like other coaches that are in there, so you don't always get messages. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Because it'll be the same. It'll be the same stuff.
Yeah.
Because it'll be a bunch of.
And we just add the newer coaches in there, and then you guys go out of it.
Yep.
Yeah. I finished the 21-day first one, which all those videos are really awesome and extremely helpful. And then I started the next one.
The Emerald. Good.
So yeah.
Good.
Cool.
I started watching that one. So
I still got a ways to go.
That's okay. Take your time. Do it as you can. I mean, I'd love to say I did all 21. I haven't yet. I mean, it's just you do. I've done almost all of them, and then I was going to actually add this piece to it too. And don't do the 21-day challenge, their 21-day training first. And do it in your own time. Don't feel pressured. If you haven't finished something, don't feel like, oh God, I'm not going to be successful because I haven't done it this perfect way. You got to do it your own way and go on your own journey. I've really gotten into podcasts just simply because I drive a lot in the car. There's the new coach training the one on Monday mornings. They have that on podcast.
Oh, National Wake Up Call.
National Wake Up Call. But then, Mindy Weber's Team Go Getters has a podcast, and I have learned a lot from that. That has really almost kind of like re-inspired me, lit my fire a little bit more, given us some most of these coaches have been successful coaches. And again, not overnight successes, but what they've learned, what they did in the past that didn't work so well, what they're doing now. I really like it. So if you have extra time, don't overwhelm yourself. If you have extra time, that Team Go-Getters, I've listened to it. If you're driving in the morning, sometimes as I'm getting ready, I have a podcast on now. If you have time, if you're into podcasts, don't want to overwhelm you, but the Team Go-Getters, Mindy Weber, it's a great podcast. She's Wender.
Wender. So she's one of our upline coaches. She's like, it's like Micah and then Mindy. And then I think like Janelle, which is.
I think I've seen some of her stuff on Facebook probably. Yeah.
So if you go just the podcasts, I mean, you can, and that's the thing too, you'll learn so much, just like find a topic, subject, whatever that you think you want to, listen to. I mean,
I haven't listened to them all, but
we'll go to the next one.
Yeah. That's how I am too. But there was one all about this one girl. Like, I don't feel Instagram has worked a whole lot for me, although I post on there. But this one girl built her entire business off Instagram, no Facebook at all. And I was like, wow. So it's part of the podcast. It's only 20 minutes on Instagram and how you can make your Instagram better and how you can get people involved and interact. Because Instagram to me, there wasn't a whole lot of interaction. So I'm like, okay, what can I do to change that? And how to stay consistent and, just building your business. So anyway, it just kind of is whatever topic you feel like you want to listen to. So is everybody aware of the specials for this month? Everybody kind of know it's really
the size is on sale, right? The challenge pack still
for the whole month. And then the 21-day fix is just until, is it the 11th? I haven't looked at them. They have it just going for part of the month.
Yeah, it's not the whole month. So if you know somebody that might be interested, I mean, Tara, if you're talking to that guy and just say, hey, look, no pressure. I didn't realize that this is on sale till August 11th. If it's something you want more information, you know, and what's worked for me is I go to YouTube and I search promo video. So I'll do 21 Day Fix promo video from Beachbody, and I'll send that to people because it's actually from Beachbody. It's not from a third party. And sometimes just that little video is enough. Just I will say, hey, watch this. And if you want more information, let me know. If somebody like is interested, and I've done that before, but just letting them know that August 11th, it's on sale till then, even if he's not ready to start now, maybe doesn't want to start for a few months. If he is interested,
nutrition program, maybe.
Yeah. Because of the actual nutrition part. I've actually had 2 breastfeeding moms by 21 Day who can't work out yet, who's doing the nutrition part of it.
Yeah.
And they bump up to the next level. So if their level is at one level, I bump them up to the next level because they're breastfeeding and they can't work out yet, or someone who had surgery and can't work out, but will eventually be able to work out.
He told me his workouts are really limited to the elliptical and swimming because of his size.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I kind of just showed him, is it called portion?
The fix one.
Which is just the containers and the diet, right?
I mean, Shakeology would probably help him a lot. Yeah. So if he did like the 21 Day Fix challenge pack, it's instead of just getting like Shakeology and the container separate, he would be getting the Shakeology and then the containers and a program for either he can give it to somebody, the Fix workouts, or in the future. That's what I usually tell them is like, if you
always own
you guys
them.
Remember John Gibson, the GPP?
Yeah.
You remember? He got 21 Day Fix and Max 30 because Trilby wanted to do Max 30, and they've been doing that. But they started out with like Shakeology doing the nutrition, and then he worked himself into doing more of the workouts. But you can always have him give it to it. I mean, if he ever is interested in workouts, I would probably have him on the Power 90, the P90. It's a beginner. It's honestly, for very overweight people or elderly people, or it's what my mom did right after all of her radiation and all that. And then she eventually got into PIO, but it took her the P90 first. And
I think also, I mean, it depends on your relationship with people. I've had people buy the challenge packs, and then I buy the program from them. I bought PIO from a friend who she couldn't do it because she has like metal in her back, and I really wanted PIO, so she bought the challenge pack, and I bought PIO from her. It depends on your relationship with that person, but if they can't do that certain workout, but that's the one on sale, and they really want the portion control. I mean, I don't know if that would work for that guy. It depends on your relationship with him, but you could buy it, and then you could either give it as a gift or, save it for someone else. I don't know. But anyway, just wanted to kind of make sure we're on the same page that with the size is a great special on that 21 Day, which is August 11th. So, next group is August 24th. It's going to be the Back to School Fitness Challenge. So, something that's new that I kind of did at the very end of the month, and it was from a Teen Go-Getters call, was actually creating a Facebook invite. And so I did it the very end of last month. So this month, and I don't know why I couldn't figure out how to like post a picture, but this month I'll figure it out. But I'm going to create a Facebook, and you do your own. You don't have to necessarily be on mine, but invite me, and I'll say I'm going, and then you can invite all of us, and we'll all, say we're going. So it looks like this great thing. But I also like how in the Facebook, they do it in the very beginning of the month. So they're continuing to invite people, and you can put in the description, if you want to, I'm looking for these kind of people. These are the requirements. You have to do some kind of a Beachbody program. We encourage Shakeology, but these are why. And then in the group, you can also post maybe a link about why Shakeology is so great, or a picture of you doing your workout or whatever that is. And so you create at the beginning of every month, you do a Facebook group or a Facebook event. Is what it is. It's an event. And then you just invite people. And as it's funny, like I'll be sitting there and I'll be on Facebook and someone will pop up in my newsfeed. I'm like, oh, I want to invite them. Well, now instead of sending them a private message, you can invite them to the event and then send them a private message or whatever, and say, hey, I invited you to this challenge I'm having and I think you'd be great or whatever. And then they can look at that event. So it seems to work for them. So I was going to try it this month. If you guys are more than welcome to try it too. But Patty created a really cool picture. Today she sent it to me. We can share if you want to share it, Patty, or whatever. It's a back to school fitness challenge. It's like this little kid with a backpack reaching up in the tree for an apple. It's really cute. Because I think for a lot of people, they've been off schedule with school being home. And so now they're back to school, back into routine. So it's kind of like back to school, back to you. That's kind of how I think about it, back to being able to focus on yourself. Kids not at home. So anyway, that's going to be August 24th. So start thinking about creative ways or who you might want to be a part of that.
And August 17th is another free group too.
We just don't know what it is yet.
No.
It kind of depends on what new coach start, because in the new coach training it says create a face group. So we're going to see kind of who wants to be a new coach and then leave it to them of what kind of group they want to do. So
maybe like water challenge or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen some really cool ones. Yeah, stretching every day. That's it. Just stretching.
The salad one, like what Patty.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, the salad.
I'm putting them all together. It's taking me a little bit longer.
Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of ideas.
Yeah.
So any ideas you guys have would be, we'll all participate. It's the free group. So the way that our month will look like is there'll always be the sneak peek open house, and then from there starts a new coach training. A week later is the free group, so the new coaches can kind of get a taste of a challenge. And then from there will be a new challenge towards the end of the month for the 30 days. So like we're doing mind, body, fit, and then we'll do back to school challenge. And next month, we're not sure what we'll do. So any ideas on next month? Every month will be a different challenge to get new challengers in there. So.
Awesome.
Okay. And that way you don't have to think about it. You just know the beginning of it. This is kind of the schedule, as opposed to me and Patty used to be like, hey, this is when we, and you just kind of feel like you're all over and you have like 4 groups going and you're like, oh my God. So this is where it's structured. We're all on the same page. We're all participating.
I like knowing that I have one day I'm in charge of each week.
Yes.
I think I'd go crazy if I knew I had to do it every day.
Yeah. And it works better. We all have our different strengths and people relate to all of us. So if we all take a different day,
nobody wants to see me post every day.
Every day. Same, your same selfie. Like me. Yeah. So, and it's cool to see somebody else, like my challengers. I might be their coach, but they see somebody else random posting. They're like, oh, there's another person and whatever. So
I think it's cool too, because as someone's a challenger, they can relate to other coaches. Sometimes they might relate to another coach even more, but they just learn through experiences that they're able to do coaching as well, and it's just about sharing the journey too. So I don't know, it's fun to have everyone together instead of just our groups.
And we're all at different points of our journey. And that's another thing I keep saying that. Another thing. But encouraging people, that doesn't matter where you are in your journey. You don't have to be a health coach. You don't have to ever have been a personal trainer. You could be starting off. There's a lady that talked, and she was she started as a coach, she was 100 pounds overweight or 75 pounds overweight. She started as a coach, but people related to her and connected with her that she's now super successful because she was real. And people are like, oh, 50 pounds overweight. I'm 50 pounds overweight. She's coaching. Why can't I coach? And people follow that. So you don't have to be this professional already or whatever to start. So just know that when you're talking to people saying you would be a great coach, they'll say, oh, I'm not there yet. You don't have to be there. We're not there, but they look to us maybe as though they're already there.
And that's why it's important to share your weaknesses,
struggles.
Because people are like, oh, she's a trainer and already or whatever. But it's I still love chocolate.
I still love beer.
He knows I do. So
yeah, I know. But I know that I used to be that way. And I told Patty, I was like, I feel like I'm a hypocrite. And she's like, no, you're real. Share that. tell people like, oh, I've got a little off track. I've gained 5 pounds. I'm back on it or whatever. People can relate to that being real. So,
and being real in your posts. I mean, always make it positive, you know, it could be like, I had the worst day ever, but thank God tomorrow is another day, you know?
Yeah. Not like, the world's over.
And I think the personal development helps us with that too, like, you know, as you're going, because that has been, I mean, I know I've shared before, but personal development has helped me huge, like with everything I've dealt with this year, it seems. And so I think that if I didn't have like the positive, you know,
reinforcement
always coming in, it would have been, it's just, even when I didn't want to, it's just helpful to help my mind.
Yeah. Because that's life. We're going to go through ups and downs, and people do. And you might get somebody that's at a really low point or at a high point right now who's eventually maybe going to a low point, whatever. We're real. We're human. No one's perfect. No one's got it together. But in Facebook, it's our highlight reel. So, you know, making sure people know that you're a real person. So, and that's it. If anybody else has any questions, or it's right about 8:35. So try to keep these to about 30 minutes. If there's anything you guys want us to bring up on the next call or any questions you guys have, make sure and message Patty or I and just say, hey, I really want to learn more about this. Or
we might have another coach do like a guest talk on something, maybe on social media or something like that. I'm talking to some of the other girls.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Okay. You'll have a great night.
Awesome. Me too.
Thanks for being on the call. Bye, guys.
Bye.